Hello LAP, this is Brandon Reisinger coming to you with your chairman's report. First off, we'll start with the order bank. The Escape is at 37,132. The Corsair is at 5,604 for a total of 42,736. Our schedule looks to stay around that 9 to 9.5 range for at least the next few weeks. I can't say for certain what it'll look like after that. It's kind of hard to call the further we get out, but we're going to be on overtime for at least a little while. This week has been a week of emotions. You know, we've had some good news and we've had some bad news. On the good news front, we did the survey for the folks that were on the SRI that were still growing into their 30 years to take the inverse layoff and basically ride off into the sunset, draw some unemployment and sub as they get to their retirement date. Of the 18 people that signed up, we were able to get 14 of them out this week. Want to congratulate them on moving on to the next chapter and not having to deal with an alarm clock or the assembly line for the rest of their lives. The remaining 4 that we have were in material handling. Those jobs have been put up for bid now. Those postings should come down next week, and I'm hoping that we can get next week to be their last week in the building. Be able to get them out the door as well. On the bad news front, as most of you all know, we were having a lot of discussions and a lot of debates over the TFTs and the company wanting to lay off some more TFTs because our manpower has been in better shape than expected this summer. We fought all that we could and ran every idea and scenario that we could, but we were not able to save the bottom 23. So they were also laid off this week. They were placed on an indefinite layoff with no definite return date. That being said, there are a couple of things that I want to clarify for both those TFTs and their parents that are in the building that are asking questions about it. First off, they are all rehirable. If LAP or KTP has a need, I don't care if it's for 1 or for 50, they are going to be the first ones in the door at either building. I also wanted to clarify that they will also keep their original hire-in date, their seniority date, unless they go time for time. The majority of that group was early May. I think the rest of them were later in the April month. So they've got 2.5 to 3 months of time. If we are able to get them back in the door at either plant within that window, they keep their original hire-in date and will acquire time moving forward. Actually, the time laid off would count towards their 9 months as well to convert to full-time. If they do go time for time, if they're laid off longer than what they were employed here, they are still first in line to be rehired. If either plant is hiring, they would just have to restart with their start date. So I wanted to share some information on that. You know, it's not something that any of us are happy about, and we did everything we could do to minimize and stop that, but we did end up losing a few, and I wanted to let you all know where we were at on that. Dates coming up, we've got the next union meeting is going to be August 20th. That is not the second Tuesday of the month. It was moved because a lot of the leadership is not going to be in town that week. So that is August 20th, which is the third Tuesday, and it's at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock at LAP. Look forward to seeing you at one of those. The UAW picnic is going to be August 25th, and that's at the KTP Hall. If you've ever been to it before, you know what to expect. If you haven't been to the UAW picnic, it's a good event. They've got a lot of stuff out there for the kids. Rides, blow-ups. There's food. They give out t-shirts. There's a lot of cool stuff there. If you haven't been, you ought to check it out. We also have the Labor Day picnic, which is actually on Labor Day. It's September 2nd at Kentucky Kingdom. You do have to buy tickets for that. They are going to be $20, and you can get those at either hall or at the store in the cafeteria. those tickets do include a lunch, a drink, and parking. So if you're free that day, that's going to be a good chance to, if nothing else, take the kids for a nice, inexpensive trip to Kentucky Kingdom. That's all we've got this week. We'll see you next week. Thanks.